What's up, guys? You are currently watching Musings of Maverick. I'm your host Maverick, and right now we're going to be continuing our watch of Steinsgate with episode 15. So, last episode we finally get more revelation in regards to mechanics of time travel, and we finally get the big reveal that Suzu is a time traveler herself, John Titor, and she has a fully functioning time machine, right? So anyways, this is a back-to-back viewing. I just literally got here from episode 14. Without further ado, let's just get into the episode right now. Alrighty, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Are they actually going to be using it just within this episode? John Titor. Why though? Like, what is the purpose of CERN? Okay. Flashbang. For 20 years into the future, it certainly doesn't look much different. My father left me. Okay. July 28th. So she crashed into that building, and yeah. Why would they? Really? Okay, never mind. My theory was a little bit off. Oh. And by the way, something that I've kept on wanting to ask: how come nobody fought to remove this unidentified satellite thingamajig within the 1 week that it was here? Oh yeah, okay, never mind. I definitely forgot about that part. It was his own text message. What? Like I said, how come nobody ever thought to... like, they never investigated this? Like... hmm. What's the current time? Oh. But wasn't it gone? Oh.
マユシがやっぱり完成祝いするべきって言うから。ダル君と二人で買い出しをしてきたのです。今日は解散と言っただろ。ごめんね、マユリ。これから私たち重要な話をする予定だったの。オカリ？とにかく今日のところは帰ってくれ。完成祝いはまた改めてやろう。わかった。でも危ないことはしないでね。私は心配なのです。
Hmm. Mm. There we go. Multiple time leaps. Okay, so we do the same thing all over again. Oh. What? Oh. Okay.
1975年の伝説の魔法物ラジカル少女オミットちゃんのセルガマ持って帰る。自重しろ。
What the hell?
私も手伝おうか。いや、お前タイムリープマシンを完成させるという重要な仕事がある。そろそろラボに戻った方がいい。ねえみんな、もう一つ何か忘れてない？すずさんのお父さん探し。お父さんのことはもういい。よくないよ。すずさんがタイムマシンに乗ったのは使命とかもあるけど、やっぱりお父さんに会いたかったからなんでしょ？だったらマユシーは会わせてあげたいのです。父親の名前は
Well, at least they'll keep her occupied.
コードネーム、本名は知らない。アマネっていうのは母さんの名前。手がかりは父さんの形見のこのピンバッジだけ。お父さんは2010年の秋葉原にいるんだよね。それじゃあマユシーは早速捜査を開始するのです。椎名まゆり、いい子だね。
So how much has Okabe told them? I guess nothing, actually, except that there's a time machine here. And like, once again, why has nobody came up here to investigate the situation or like remove it from the premise? じゃあ治る可能性はあるってことだね。うん。天音氏の親父さんって僕たちの近くにいるのかな。2010年に僕たちがこの秋葉にいるって知ってたんだよね。多分直接聞いたわけじゃないから。私、父さんには会ったことないし、全部父さんの遺書に書いてあったんだ。父さんはセルンとは別にタイムマシンの研究をしてた。未来を変えるために。私はその意志を継いでここにいる。正直すまんかった。でもタイムマシンが治ればなんとかなるって。1975年から戻ってくるまでに親父さん探しておくから。だからオカリンには内緒で伝説のアニメラジ。随分と地道ね。仮にも未来ガジェット研究所なんだから、もっと未来的な方法はないの？そんな都合のいいものはない。She really turned into an assistant now. 未来ガジェット2号オルタナティブエディションバージョン 2.67。 通称タケコプカメラ。 CCD カメラが本体下部に搭載されている。意外とまともそう。これで上空から探すっていうのは？カメラも一緒に回るので撮影された映像も高速回転している。バージョン 2.67 You can stabilize the image. ネーミングはバージョンも含めてダルダルはまだ残って作業を続けてる。ダイバージェンスメーター。Okay, so I'm assuming that they're all up to that. At least these three are all up to speed. やっぱりこれは作った本人である君に預けておこうと思って。この数字が 1% を突破さえできたら未来は変わる。それを認識できるのはリーディングシュタイナーの能力を持った君だけ。未来の俺は死ぬ前にそれをお前に託したのか？うん。私は一度も会ったことはない。君はさ、私が所属しているレジスタンスの。Oh, okay. と生き続けた挙句、そんな中二病みたいな真似を。くだらなくない。世界に自由を取り戻そうとする勇敢で立派な志だよ。No, I'm still, even though I was wrong about the working with certain part, I still believe that he probably carried on until he could make a time machine that could actually alter Mayuri's situation. He speaks perfect Japanese, doesn't he? Hmm. Am I supposed to know that from somewhere? There's a kidnapping yesterday. She's so adorable. Poor Daru.
ここはキンキンに冷えたノンカロリーのコーラだろ、常識的に考えて。どう？タイムマシンは治りそう？明日までにはなんとか。すごいね、特艦コーチとはいえ。ダルの実力は折り紙付きだ。見た目は不摂生そうで冴えない感じなのにね。見た目で判断する。考えを改める。それじゃあ、天主も手伝って。そして狭いタイムマシンの中、踊るような暑さに僕らは恥ずかしさを。実調しろ変態。ダル君とスズさんって結構お似合いだね。はあ？お似合いか？どの辺がだ？どの辺って言えないけど、なんとなく？どうしたの？気にするな。マユリがおかしなことを言っただけだ。でもタイムマシンが治ったら乗っていっちゃうスズさんが心配だな。二人乗りならマユシーが一緒に行ってあげられるのに。お前が一緒に行ってどうするのだ？決まってるよ。スズさんの手をむぎゅーっと握ってね。大丈夫、マユシーがいるから大丈夫。
Ah, adorbs. Yeah, but like I said, like, how come?
永遠に逃しちゃいそうだから言うけど。なんだ、大げさだな。私さ、君たちには本当感謝してるんだ。初めてこの時代に来た時、知ってる人は誰もいなくて、この時代の方がすごく平和なのにさ、なんだか私にとってはすごく怖かった。でも今はこうしてたくさんの仲間ができた。この時代に来ることができて、君たちと同じ時間に過ごせて、私本当に楽しかった。ほんのちょっとでもラボメンの一員になれてよかった。君たちと一緒にいられてよかった。鈴穂。岡部倫太郎、きっと未来を変えてね。今みたいな自由な世界
Oh.
父親が分かったということか。すぐに行く。待ってろ。
Mm. Hmm. Okay. Let's skip the preview. I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty, so that was episode 15. So first of all, I gotta correct myself a little bit here, right? Last episode, I mentioned how Suzu, with her using the time machine and traveling to this current day, was probably what triggered reading Steiner from Okabe, right? Well, I actually kind of forgot that he inadvertently sent a text message while the phone microwave was in action all the way back. So that was purely on himself, right? The very first instance of time travel, in a sense, if you will. A time machine, if you will. Although, again, then that begs the question, so why didn't Suzu's return to the past trigger anything, right? You would think that something would happen by an event as big as somebody from the future coming back directly to the present day, right? And especially since that is what 26 years back, right? I find it hard to believe that that doesn't have any impact or effect on the future world timeline. So I don't know, we'll have to see there, right? And really, this entire episode, I was just thinking, there's still a lot of things that are unexplained or are just plain strange to me, right? Like, first of all, if we listen to what Suzu has to say, right? She said that she is here to, basically her entire plan is to stop CERN from, accessing or taking notice of the first actual D-mail, right? At least that's what we got from this episode, which is her entire purpose is that she wants to erase the records of the first D-mail from the CERN database, right? But then why didn't she do it earlier? There had to be a period of at least 5 days. 5 days since Okabe and company got the IBM 5100 and they were able to hack into CERN database, right? So at the very least, we know that around 5 days. I'm not exactly sure on the timing. Let's see, it's the 10th. I would say even maybe a week, because we know that with or without the IBM 5100, they were able to hack into the CERN database, right? And that is how they got the report data and whatnot. That's how they got Kurisu on board. And so then they continued doing experiments with the phone microwave. The phone microwave, right? So, and as far as we know, right, we saw Suzu discussing with Okabe as John Titor in regards to all these different kinds of stuff. So she already knew that they got their hands on the IBM 5100. Or, she knew that they found a way to hack into a certain database. So why not just finish her mission right then and there, right? Right? Like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like there's a little bit more to this story than just that. Otherwise, it seems like a kind of plot hole to me. Which, again, I'm going to reserve judgment for now, since this seems to be a series where, you'll get your answers later on. So that's the first question that I have. Or the weird thing that I have that I feel like needs answering. And the second thing is, again, in regards to Kurisu's and Okabe's role in the future, right? So last episode I said that, I think that maybe they work with CERN or whatnot, or they continue living, as the roles that they have, in order to make a fully functional time machine so that they can actually, really go to the past and change things up, right? Change the future. So I actually still hold on to this belief. Like, sure, maybe Kurisu is working with CERN in the future and Okabe is leading the resistance. I still feel like they might have some other ulterior motives for doing what they are doing, right? So it's definitely, I don't think it's just as Suzu says, and it's just one versus the other. In fact, I'm not quite certain I believe that they are dead in the year 2036, but then again, who knows, right? But definitely it's not something as simple as one is with the Resistance and one is with CERN. So that's the second part that I'm kind of, suspicious about, if you will. Um, the third one, well, it's really just, again, what I've been saying this entire episode. How come nobody ever thought to, remove this unidentified hazardous object from the building, or at least investigate what it is? Like, seriously, if something of that nature, fell into a building at that point, I'd feel like there would be a lot of people there investigating, right? Investigating it, including all the different government agencies and whatnot, right? At the very least, it's a hazard that there's a, sort of a vessel shaped or whatnot in that building, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure if that's going to be explained. Is that even relevant at all, or it's just something that we should just take for granted? But that part is also kind of weird to me. And beyond that, not really else that we can continue to infer from this episode. I guess, again, we saw the display of, first of all, how Mayushi is adorable and she must be protected. And also we see a little bit more of Okabe's character. So by now we know that he is a guy who puts his friends above everything else. Maybe he's a guy who's afraid of being lonely, something like that. But anyways, we can see that he places utmost importance on the needs and feelings of his fellow friends, right? So, there we go. Oh, yeah, sorry. One final thing that I'm kind of suspicious about, and that is the identity of Suzu's father, right? Because, think about it. How come Suzu's father had, what's it called? A time machine just lying there around in wait, ready to be used, right? Considering that if the future, as Suzu has said, is entirely being controlled by CERN, how they would ever allow a rogue time machine to exist baffles me, right? And undiscovered for so long and whatnot, and still in perfect working condition when Suzu needed to use it. So I'm fairly suspicious about this part, and the identity of Suzu's father, right? And not to mention, it's just all too it's just too big of a coincidence, right? That Suzu never saw her father, never knew anything about her father, and yet somehow there was this time machine lying there waiting for her due to her father's will. I don't know. I've got all sorts of alarms going off in my head right now at that. I might be overthinking it, but I'm just saying, it is suspicious as hell. Alright, and I think that about covers everything I want to say about episode 15. These two episodes, I guess they're sort of like giving us the bigger backstory between the entire thing, in regards to the entire world, the entire setting and whatnot. So, not really that much to go on. I did like that we got explanations for a lot of the things, but at the same time, nothing really much has happened because they're, due to them repeatedly doing the same things over and over again, right? So, but anyways, that's episode 15. Looking forward to the next few episodes, which I will see you guys on probably Tuesday, although maybe I'll throw in some episodes here and there, especially since this season has officially winded down and a lot of the different animes are concluding, right? So, but anyways, I'll upload it when I have the time. So I'll see you guys later. This is Maverick signing off. Bye bye.